Look into your dog's eyes. Not the eyes that beg for a piece of your sandwich. Not the eyes that sparkle when you pick up the leash. I mean the quiet eyes. The ones that look at you from across the room, steady and unblinking, while the rest of the house is still. We often wait for a cry. We wait for a whimper or a limp, a clear, unmistakable sign that something is wrong. But here is the heartbreaking truth about the animals we love: in the wild, showing pain is a death sentence. To be hurt is to be a target. And even though your dog is sleeping on a memory foam bed, and your cat has never spent a night in the cold, their DNA hasn't forgotten that rule. They don't scream. They don't complain. Instead, they do something much more dangerous for us as owners. They stay silent. By the time your pet starts limping, experts believe they've likely been hurting for months. Today, we're going to learn how to hear the whispers, before they turn into screams. Why do they do it? Why do they hide it from the people who love them most? Biologists call this the masking phenomenon. It's an evolutionary survival mechanism. In a pack or a pride, an injured member is a liability. So, our pets have become masters of disguise. They are world-class actors, pretending everything is fine while their joints ache or their internal systems struggle. But pain isn't just a feeling. It's a thief. It steals their personality, bit by bit. It changes how they see the world and how they see you. When a senior pet starts slowing down, we often dismiss it as just getting old. But old isn't a disease. And slowing down is often just a polite way of saying they can no longer find a way to move that doesn't hurt. Think about your pet's greeting ritual. For years, maybe it was a frantic tail wag at the front door. Maybe it was a cat weaving between your legs the second you stepped inside. But lately, it's different. Now, when you come home, they stay in the other room. They might lift their head, give a small tail thump, but they don't get up. You might think they're just grumpy in their old age. Or maybe they're just tired. But social withdrawal is often the very first sign of chronic pain. Walking across a hardwood floor can feel like walking on ice for a dog with arthritis. Standing up from a deep sleep can send a sharp shock through a cat's spine. It's not that they don't want to see you. It's that the cost of moving has become too high. They are becoming social ghosts, drifting to the edges of the family circle because the center of the room feels too exposed and too difficult to navigate. If your Velcro dog has suddenly become a loner, they aren't losing their love for you. They might be losing their battle with silence. Have you noticed your cat looking a little unkempt lately? Maybe there's a patch of matted fur on their lower back, or their coat looks a bit greasy. In the past, we'd call them lazy. But cats are obsessively clean creatures. If they stop grooming, it's rarely because they don't care. It's because reaching that spot on their back feels like a hot needle pressing into their spine. They aren't messy. They're restricted. And then, there's the stare. You've seen it. Your dog or cat is sitting in the middle of the room, just staring at the wall. Or looking at the floor. It's not dementia, at least, not always. Researchers call this the feline grimace scale or the canine pain face. Look at their ears. Are they pulled slightly back and apart? Are their eyes squinted, like they're trying to focus through a headache? When the world becomes too loud and the body becomes too heavy, they retreat into this internal stare. They are concentrating on the pain, trying to breathe through it. If your pet is spacing out, they might not be losing their mind. They might just be trying to find a place in their head where the throbbing stops. Watch how they sleep. For a cat, we call it the meatloaf. Paws tucked tightly under the chest, head held stiffly, nose toward the floor. It looks cute in a photo. But in reality, it's often a protective crouch. They are guarding their belly and their joints, staying ready to move if they have to, even though moving is the last thing they want to do. And for the dog owners, let's talk about 3 a.m. The sound of nails clicking on the hardwood floor. Back and forth. Round and round. We often think it's sundowners or confusion. And sometimes it is. But more often, it's the pressure problem. Imagine trying to sleep on a bed of rocks. Every time you turn, a rock digs into your hip. That is what a standard floor feels like to a dog with arthritis. They aren't wandering because they're lost. They're wandering because they are searching for a version of comfortable that no longer exists. They pace because standing still hurts more than moving. Think back to a year ago. Your pet hit the stairs like a bolt of lightning. Now, they stand at the bottom. They look up. They look back at you. It's a tiny hesitation. Maybe only 2 seconds. In those 2 seconds, they are doing a cost-benefit analysis. They are asking themselves, is what's at the top of those stairs worth the fire I'm going to feel in my elbows? When they start taking the long way around the couch, or waiting for you to lift them into the car, the silence is breaking. They are finally asking for help. They just don't have the words to say it. Perhaps the most heartbreaking sign of all isn't a physical one. It's when your good boy or sweet girl suddenly becomes different.